Home sweet home. Well, look at this nice little condo, and it's not very big, but it's got all the comforts that you want. And look at this view, would you? It's right next to a nice little river. Oh, look at the geese down there, the Canadian geese. Look how close it is to the river. And nobody's moved in here yet. We haven't moved in anything yet, and there's going to be some stuff that I'm going to do, and I'm going to make some videos of all this, different things that I'm going to go ahead and do in this condo. So keep watching these videos, okay? Because anytime I do something new in this condo, I'm going to show it. One of the things I'm going to have done, we're not quite sure if we want to replace this carpet yet or not. If we decide to keep the carpet, it's winter now, it's probably going to get dirty. Who knows what we're going to put in here later. We want to get moved in here, and we don't want to spend too long before we come in here. One of the things we're going to do is paint everything, all the walls, all the ceilings, all the baseboard, all the doors, all the frames, all that stuff throughout the condo. And so I don't know if we're going to take this carpet out and replace it right now with some different carpet or not, or some laminate flooring. But if we do laminate flooring, then obviously we probably wouldn't want to put a seam right in here and leave this flooring, this hardwood flooring over here, because then it's not going to match. You know, so if we do leave this carpet, then I'm going to probably have a carpet guy come in here and stretch it. And initially I was thinking, oh, I can do that myself. I can rent one of those little knee kickers. Well, I don't want to do that. I'm getting up there in age. I don't want to mess up my knees or cut myself with the Bloody Mary knives or a sheetrock knife. And I don't have the tools to push it back in. Because see, I see a ripple there. There's one there. And there's the puckers. See, next to whatever was on the floor there, see how this floor gives a little bit? That's because it needs to be stretched. And when I look over here, there's another place over there. And you see all the way along here, see how high this is? It's not because there's something underneath the floor. It's just because the carpet has stretched and it's kind of given a little bit here, and it's pooched up the edge. Well, they can fix that right there. They have to pull this out, re-stretch it, and trim some of that off, and get their little wedge tool and pop it down in there, because you can't just re-stretch everything from here that way. Maybe he'll end up stretching a little bit of this carpet that way and then stretch them this way. I have no idea, but I want to get this carpet as tight as we can get it. Okay, and so there's more carpet. See how these stairs are, they've already come in here and cleaned the carpet, but this is just from wear. This is from wear. You can clean this all day long, and you're not going to get it clean all the way to where it should be. Now this floor right in here looks pretty good, right? Doesn't look too bad. But then you get in the master bedroom. I see a line all the way across there. See, they used to have the bed right there. See that line there? You can see it, and then you can see another one there, and it goes all the way across. Now, if it was just underneath the bed, that's one thing, but it goes all the way across, see? See this one? And this one? So if I'm going to have the carpet guy re-stretch downstairs, I'll have him re-stretch this too. This carpet really doesn't look that bad, and so I think we'll probably just leave this carpet in here for a while and see how it goes, and maybe in the summer or next year or something, if we get the inkling, we can pull all the carpet up, replace it with new carpet, or we can put laminate flooring in here. I have no idea what we're going to do. I'll have to talk to Momi about it, and we'll have to decide. But for the time being, I think we'll stretch the carpets. And then see, remember I said we're gonna end up painting everything. Everything's going to be painted. Any painted surface now that you see, we're going to go ahead and redo it. And speaking of painting, in the kitchen, you see that line there going across that way? Well, in the old days, they used to paint the kitchen ceilings a semi-gloss. And if the kitchen kind of tied into other areas, they're like, okay, where do we stop and start? So see, from here, this paint color I think is the same as this, but it looks different because it's semi-gloss, and this paint over here is flat. Okay, and so they had to make a line somewhere. They decided to semi-gloss these walls over here, right in here, and generally for a kitchen that's probably the best thing to do. But you know, so they did this. They did the walls here, and then they stopped the semi-gloss right here, so you can see the transition a little bit right in there. See, as it goes up, and then they transferred that line across. And then over that way, so all that is the same over there. We're probably going to end up, when we repaint all the ceilings, we'll probably go with the white, the ceiling white color, and then just use maybe, well, we'll do flat on the ceilings. We're going to do flat on the ceilings, and then we'll do an eggshell on the walls or something. And I'll have to cut in everything and stuff. But then we don't have to have this business, this look like this. You know, it's not that big of a deal if something happens and if some grease comes up from the stove or something, I want to wipe it off. And if I got a flat ceiling, if I ever have to clean a ceiling or something, if I need to touch it up, I can touch up flat way easier than I can touch up semi-gloss or something like that. Okay, and you know, when you repaint ceilings, if you do with flat paint, you don't see any imperfections as much on the ceilings. Like if you see, oh, there's a nail hole, there's where the ceiling joist is, boom, 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 and there's a nail, there's a nail, there's a nail, because they didn't do a good enough job sheetrocking, or you might have dips and doodles and who knows what. So if you paint ceilings like a semi-gloss or something like that, you don't want to do that, because then that's going to show everything. But anyways, back to the painting. Obviously that means the doors and frames are going to be painted, and I talked to Momi, and she wants the hinges changed out to a different color, and the doorknobs and stuff. But before I take any of these doors out, I'm going to check the doors and make sure they're opening and closing right, and they're not too close to the edge here. And see this one here, I see it's almost getting ready to rub, and so I'll go around and I'll on this particular door, I'm gonna have to suck that hinge over, and that'll raise this up a little bit. And I know I got enough room there, and it will move this away from the door edge, from the jamb edge. You know, so I'll do stuff like that. I'm gonna check every door in here, and in some areas I've seen where the door's not closing all the way. Well, it is closing, but see, with this door closed. See how far the door is sticking out from the door jamb, and that's because, hey, you go in here. I know somebody changed out this door before, and they didn't do a very good job, because see, it's up tight. It's up tight to the door stop. Okay, but over here, see how big the gap is? Look how big the gap is over here. But with this even being tight like that, the door is still sticking out of the wall a little bit. They didn't use the wrong door. This is an 1 3/8" door. See? Not an 1 3/4" door. But for some reason, they moved the door stop was pushed over too far. I don't have enough room for the whole door in here. This should be moved over a little bit, and it's about at the right place at the bottom, but I can see how this goes up at an angle. I don't know why they did that, but they did, and that's what's making that door stick out. So is that something I want to mess with? Yeah. I mean, I want this to be right. I don't want it to be sticking out like that and having this line there. I want everything to be like it's supposed to be. See down here, it's flush going straight across. Granted, this gap is too big. I'm going to have to put some shims behind that hinge, but I can do that later. The main things I want to do is to make sure I don't have to mess with anything. So see, with this, I'm going to have to take my sheetrock knife and score this, because this has been caulked on both sides. I'm going to score it, take out the caulking on here on both sides, and I'll take a hammer with a little 2x4 block and kind of tap it over, because it's only nailed with little brads or 4-penny nails. Okay, and I can start from here and go up, and I can measure. And see, this is supposed to be 1 3/8", And right now, look at that. It's only like 1 1/8 inches. You see? And so this has to be moved over a quarter inch. So I'm gonna, because I know they've changed this door, they might have changed some other doors in here too. And I'll bet you they did throughout here, because I've noticed some other things are wrong with some of these doors, like this door over here. Look how big this gap is. You can pull the door right open. See? That's because this door latch isn't going in to the strike plate, and even if I raise it up, see, it's just not going, because it's not sticking out any further, and as I pull it just comes right out. And so see how big that gap is, and so I'll have to finagle things over and stuff, and I've looked upstairs. There's some other things wrong with some of those doors up there, and see how this door, look at this door, it's supposed to be flush. The door is supposed to be flush with the door jamb. Now look over here. See how the door jamb sticks out? My word, it sticks out about 5/16 of an inch. Do I want that? Now look at the bottom. Look at the bottom. The door comes out. It's sticking over 3/16 of an inch. And so I'm gonna have to mess with that. I'm gonna have to mess with that and see what I can do about adjusting the door stop. This is called a door stop, and it's just a separate piece of wood nailed over the top of this. So once I clean it out, yeah, it's gonna be a pain in my rear. I know it. Okay, but that's something that I don't want it to go in like that. I want it to be flush, and I don't think they did that because the door is warped. I have no idea if this door's warped or anything. I can check that after I get this readjusted, especially from here down. Remember, it's sticking out too far. I may have to even pull the whole door stop off. I don't know. Whatever I have to do. Now see, that's why I want to check all these things first before painting. You know,